everybody. Hope all of you are doing very well. Welcome to the Real Tarot 1123. This is going to be a Wicked Wednesday, a video for my Wicked Wednesday series. And I am doing this reading for this young man who was murdered, and all the evidence points to the fact that he was murdered, this young college kid. But unfortunately, the fellow who basically is responsible for this kid's death is walking scot-free, living his life, and that's just not fair. So let me give you a little bit of a background. This young kid, his name is Pravin Varughese. I hope I said the last name correctly. If not, I sincerely apologize. And he was this young college kid who died in 2014, I believe. And so the story goes that he was walking home, whatever, after whatever event, and this other kid drives by and offers him a ride, and soon enough that turns into a murder. And the kid who offered Praveen a ride, his name is Gage Bethune. So there's a whole bunch of drama. I won't talk about that. Y'all can do your research. So basically, this Gage Bethune went to the cops, and he has given multiple when they talk to the cops and tell them, right? Yes, Gage voluntarily went to the police, but every time he's gone and he's given his spiel and he's been interviewed by the police, he's given a different version of what truly happened, and he's backpedaled multiple times. So and also based on the postmortem reports, it shows that Praveen had injuries to his body which were consistent with being like assaulted, and also there was no way under the sun those injuries could have been caused by him just walking around aimlessly in the woods and falling and scratching himself, or getting scratched by some brush or whatever. So and also based on what Gage has told the police, he said that this guy Praveen was inebriated and he had drugs and all that stuff. But when they did the autopsy reports clearly state that there was no alcohol or controlled substance in his body, in his stomach. And if you calculate how soon after the event of him, whatever party or whatever he went to, and he was going home and all this transpired, he definitely would have had alcohol. If he had consumed alcohol or drugs, they definitely would have been in his body, in his system. But the police are saying that, the body metabolized it and whatever. So, all right, if that's what you think, then there should be some trace of it somewhere, right? I mean, it doesn't go poof. Again, I am not a scientist. I'm not a forensic expert or anything like that, but I'm sure they will find traces of alcohol or drugs. I mean, you know what they say, when they take hair samples, you can tell if there is any residue of drugs or whatever in the body. It will show you that sort of a thing. So even if it metabolizes, I'm sure there is a trace somewhere that they could find tissue, blood, stomach, urine, whatever, or in his bladder, whatever. But regardless of that, they interviewed a whole bunch of people who were at the so-called party that Praveen was, where he apparently got drunk. And all of them have come forward and stated that no way under the sun was he under the influence of any controlled substance or alcohol and anything, because the way he spoke to everybody, the way he walked, it was like very, there was no trace of him being not in control of himself. When you have a couple of drinks, how you kind of get relaxed and stuff like that, right? As opposed to when somebody has not had any alcohol or not consumed any controlled substance, you're very cognizant, very alert, your attitude, the way you conduct yourself, body language, your speech, everything. There's no slurring, no nothing. Anyway, I won't get into the technicalities of it. So apparently this guy Gage Bethune, he was sentenced, and finally he was sentenced, and he whatever, and another judge, whatever, like that says a lot, right? He was sentenced, he was sentenced, and the sentence was that he was guilty of murder or assault, or however you call it, the technical, whatever the terms they use. But another judge came forward and threw the whole thing out, saying that, oh, because of a syntax error that the previous judge had made while passing the sentence, shows that it was all bah humbug, and threw the case out, and this guy, basically Gage Bethune, is walking around free. So, and whoever has heard of this case, whoever knew this, Pravin, whoever knew of the incidences and everything, everybody says that Gage Bethune is responsible for Pravin's demise, and that he did assault Pravin, and he is responsible for his death, and he basically murdered him. But that Gage Bethune is basically walking around free, and which is just so unfair. And when how I came to know about this this case is, I was watching something on TV, and there was a how they advertise for certain programs, and there was an advertisement pop up for Dateline ID, I believe, and then they were talking about this Varughese, and I was like, and they said Pravin Varughese or whatever. So I was very curious, and yes, I was curious because obviously he is of Indian origin, and so I kind of went and I kind of looked to see what is this case about. There's not much out there. I do not have their date of birth or anything like that, which doesn't matter. I just have the perpetrator's name is Gage Bethune, and the young man who died is Pravin, who was murdered, is Pravin Varughese. So immediately, the other case that came to my mind was, you remember Kendrick Johnson, where they're saying, oh, it was an accident, like he rolled himself into the carpet in the gym and he died. You know how they're trying to say that it was all an accident? I feel they're doing the same thing even in this case, trying to pin it on Pravin and say he just was disoriented and walked into the woods and he basically, died. So, okay, fine, if he walked into the woods and he was disoriented and it was hypothermia set in and he died, well, why does he have certain other injuries which clearly state that, show that those injuries were caused before his death? So he has struggled there, defensive injuries, and those injuries are not consistent with somebody just getting disoriented and falling down in the woods, like just walking into a whole bunch of brush and kind of just dropping. And there's also some evidence of him calling up somebody and saying, hey, stay with me, don't hang up the phone. And this young lady came forward. She has given her evidence or whatever, volunteered that information to the police, saying that it sounded like he was running and he was running away from somebody and he sounded afraid or whatever. So anyway, I will leave all of that. I'm just curious to know what's going to go on as far as this case is concerned. I mean, he's a handsome young man, this Pravin Varughese, comes from a pretty good, stable family. Father is in the medical field, mother is a nurse, etc., etc. Educated people, hardworking people, and then to find out that even after the Gage fellow says he is, accepts the verdict, the judge just throws it out saying, oh, syntax error. And whenever I see things like that happen, to me it's a red flag, because I'm like, I hate to say it, y'all. I try not to get into the what's the word I'm looking for? I try not to get into the race theory and stuff like that, because let's face it, every single race, every single demographic of people, they are good, they're bad, they're ugly. So, we can't just blindly assume that, one race is better than the other or whatever. That is very, very inaccurate and very incorrect. I don't subscribe to that. But when, on the other hand, we have to be honest about the fact as to what we are seeing in America now. Clearly, there are some other cases that have been kind of, shelved. Things have been done where, a particular race, if the perpetrator is of a particular race or a particular demography, why am I even forgetting my words? They have somehow been let out on some bogus whatever. In this case, the judge says it's a syntax error. Y'all, go look up what syntax means and what a syntax error means. I'm just blown away by this. This is absolutely ridiculous in my opinion. So I'm going to go ahead and do this reading. Like I said, I don't have the date of birth. I think 2014 is when Pravin died. I don't even have the date he passed. So we're flying blind, right? Okay. So let's get into this. All right, y'all. So I'm going to do a couple of things here and see what comes of it. So I will tell you based on what I'm seeing, just doing a little bit of numbers for them. For Gage, it's all about his reputation, his morals, his life goals. Meaning, those are the factors. His career. Those are the factors that are primarily in his. Those are the aspects that are prominent for him. So, what does that mean? There has been a lot of emphasis on oh my God, look at me, look at my age, look at the family I come from, look at, I'm the quintessential, y'all are going to come at me, quintessential, but don't, nothing personal here, quintessential young white male, and there is no way under the sun that I am going to go to prison for this death. Now, so that is the pitch, if you will, as far as Gage Bethune is concerned. Because for him, I see the 10,000 is highly aspected career, reputation, morals, and life goals. So it's like to say this young man who is the future of the country, there's no way we can pin this on him and put him away, right? Because there's so much riding on him. But on the other hand, I will tell you, for Pravin Varughese, for him, it's all about work, health, discipline, and habits. So if you, I don't know this kid, either of these kids, these young men. For Pravin, it was all about, discipline, the habits, the work. You have to put in the effort. Things are not just given to you. You have to go. The work ethic is very, very strong, right? Those ethics, those principles have been instilled in him at a very young age, and also watching the family, watching his parents, watching his primary caregivers, around. Those are very, very strong grounding aspects in his life. But when I spoke about Gage Bethune, career, reputation, morals, and life goals, again, people are going to say, you know what, okay, Tana, you're being biased. Yeah, whatever. FYI, this is for entertainment purposes only. These are my opinions and my observations. Go do your own research, do your own due diligence, and form your own conclusions. But for Gage Bethune, I think for him, it was all about, it's a given that I'm going to go on to become this, and this in life. In what do I mean by this, and this in life? It's a given. My life trajectory is a given, right? I'm going to go on to have a career, to have a life that is due to me. I mean, that it's a given. Like, give me, take me, buy me type of a thing. I mean, like, what else is it going to be? I'm white, I'm American, and look at the demographics that I belong to, the city and state that I come from, and the background, etc. I'm going to go on to have a career. I'm going to go on to have goals and reach my life goals, and my name, my reputation, all those things. There's a little bit of an ego over there, okay? And those are also the aspects that, or those are also the agendas that have been impressed upon him as a young child, even growing up, as far as his family around him and things like that. Now, am I saying that those are not good impressions to make on a child, or for a young man to have those ideals? No, I'm not saying that's incorrect. Absolutely, we should all have goals, we should all have morals, we should all want to have a career. But the ego aspect of it, almost like, how else is my life going to turn out to be besides being successful because of who I am and the way I look? That is the issue. Now, also, according to the police, this fellow, Gage Bethune, he had made a whole bunch of statements on his Facebook page prior to Pravin's passing, that, you know, clearly racist. Now, I don't have access to his Facebook page, but this is what the police are saying. Do your due diligence. But I can say with certainty that there is almost a, let's pull out the cards, let's do the cards, because the energy I'm getting is there is two aspects to this young man, Gage. There is an aspect of a very grounding influence in his life, and the other influence is very egotistical. So I'm going to first pull some cards. So what did I do with it? So I ended up, I have no idea. Oh my God, y'all, give me 1 second. There we go. Okay, so remember I said these were my favorites. I've used it, and I finally managed to get another deck. So I have 2 of these, right? So I'm going to pull some cards for Gage on the left, and then on the right I'm going to pull for, I'm sorry y'all, Pravin, excuse me, and I'm sorry if my voice sounds a little bit weak. I am really still kind of a little still a little bit what do you call, under the weather? No, I don't know, just different. Anyway, feeling a little off, but okay, let's do this for Gage. We have the Earth card, Virgo, and Capricorn. Okay, so I'm going to say for this young man, okay, let's do that. Then for Pravin, we have Pluto, we have Virgo in the reverse. Okay, wow. And we have the Earth card. Y'all, there is no, let me see how I can, here, let me hold this up for you guys. Okay, there is no way under the sun that one can make up this stuff. There is no way. So let me do that. I'm going to, this is for Gage Bethune. This is for Pravin. Okay, so let me show you for Pravin. So Gage Bethune, we have the Earth, Virgo, and Capricorn all in the upright. Okay, for Pravin, we got Pluto. That was his first card. Second card is Virgo in the reverse, and third card is the Earth card in the upright. Okay, so they have two similarities. This is Gage, and this is Pravin, and this is Gage. So he's got Earth and Virgo in the upright. Pravin's got Virgo in the reverse and Earth in the upright. So for Gage, Earth is the first card, Virgo is the second card, Capricorn is the third card. For Pravin, Pluto is the first card. Oh my God. Okay, second card is Virgo, which is the center of this, and the third card is Earth. Y'all, you know, the cards, seriously, it blows my mind, you know, the cards don't lie. It's just crazy, but okay. So 8, hang on, so 18, 19, 20, 24, that's 6, okay. And for this guy, it is 26, 46, 47, 48, 48, 54, that's 9, 20 and 22 is 42, correct? So here, wait, hang on. 42, and for him is 26, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42. Okay, so they both come up to the number 6. Okay, Now, how do I, because when a card comes in reverse, I minus that number. I won't get into the details of it, but let's just get on. So what this tells me is, oh my God. This is freaking me out, y'all. No, I'm not going to do that. So what I'm going to tell you is, as far as the earth element is concerned for Gage Bethune, right? There is a lot of Taurus energy over there, earth energy. Earth energy is Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo. But look at his, so he's got all the three. He's got earth energy, he's got Virgo and Capricorn. They are all earth elements, right? Like tied to the land. This guy has got Pluto, right? Pluto is water. Pluto rules Scorpio. He's got Virgo in the reverse, not a very strong earth element. And then he's got this earth in the upright. So let's take a look. So what is Virgo, right? Virgo is ruled by Mercury, and Capricorn, right, is ruled by Saturn. Now here, Pluto rules Scorpio, which is death, and then Virgo in the reverse, which is Mercury. So there's no way that could have facilitate him, and the earth card over here. So what I'm going to say is, am I surprised that Pravin and this guy's paths crossed? I'm not surprised at all, because when you look at these major arcanas here, or well, not major arcanas, just these cards, there, I mean, except for the Capricorn and the Pluto card, they're all exactly the same. Now keep in mind, Capricorn is ruled by Saturn, right? And what is Saturn? Saturn is restrictions, it's binding, it's limiting. And Pluto is regeneration. Pluto is wanting to break free and move on. Pluto is water. Pluto is emotions. Now Pluto is a very, very strong card to have. It's a very, it's one of the major heavy hitters, okay? And Saturn is also a heavy hitter, right? So when you look at it, you can, right here it tells me, absolutely, based on what I'm seeing here, Gage he was responsible, okay, for putting this kid in the ground. So when we have such strong earth elements, it's putting the kid in the ground. Now I'll tell you one more thing with the Mercury aspect over here, which Mercury is the ruling planet for Virgo. There is a lot of shifting, there is a lot of undulations, and that sort of an energy around this guy. Now for him, for Pravin, Virgo is in the reverse, so Mercury is not, so as we know, Virgo, they can be very particular, they can be they can overthink things too, and they can be, at the same time, they can be very mercurial, because of course they're ruled by Mercury. But for him, Virgo is in the reverse, so it says that as much as he might have tried to kind of also, I'm not saying it correctly. So when I look at Gage's cards, I'm saying with the Mercury card, Virgo in the middle, it goes to show that he has the ability to be very mercurial, change his speech, change his patterns, be easily adaptable. At the same time, Capricorn being there goes to show there is a restrictive element over there. There is a very strong stubborn element over here, okay? He is very, very capable of showing different sides of his character, very mercurial in his energies, he knows how to talk to people and what to present to people. He is very good at that. He is very, very good at that. Whereas this guy, he's like pretty much a straight shooter. He doesn't have the ability to manipulate people, or be verbally manipulative, or be able to change the way he speaks and how he, telling somebody what they need to hear or what they want to hear. He doesn't have that ability, whereas this guy, this Gage fellow, has that ability. Pravin, I would say, is more a straight shooter. Pravin is more a stable person, but emotionally also, right, with the Pluto card, the water card, with the regeneration, he has, I'm saying it in present tense, he has the ability to motivate, to mobilize, to regenerate, to help, to carry people forward, to push people forward. So for example, how does that, what am I trying to say? He's the kind of a person who would say, it's okay, you got it, let's try it one more time. Very encouraging, very supportive. He's all about, okay, fine, it didn't work out this time, let's try another time. Just because it failed now doesn't mean it's going to fail the next time. We learned now. So think about kids working on projects in school. If they failed a couple of times in the projects because they couldn't get the project right, he'll be like, don't worry about it, man, we got it. These 2 times that we failed, we've learned some hard lessons. Moving forward, we would, the next time we do this project, we got it. That kind of a person. He's very positive thinking, as much as it is Pluto. Remember, Pluto is a hard hitter. Pluto is all about regeneration. Pluto is do I want to say forgive and forget? Well, intense. There's a lot of intensity. This kid, this Pravin kid, I do believe his intensity people would be a little bit amazed by his intensity, because it's like, where does this maturity come from? Where does this intensity come from? Not in a negative way, very mature, like the level of maturity, you wouldn't expect from somebody his age. But having said that, there is a fun side to him too. I will tell you this, there is definitely a very fun earthy side to him. He does enjoy, with the earth card popping up here, the last 8, okay, 8 is, there is a great element of wanting to enjoy good food, wanting to go out and have fun, that sort of an element. But in a very, he knows when to cut it off. You understand? It's not like, he's a flighty kid and he's always out there clowning around and always like having fun, and there is no element of seriousness in his life. That's not it. For him, he knows how to have fun. He knows how to go and kind of be the center of attention. Naturally it comes to him, but then he also has that grounding side wherein there's a seriousness, there is a maturity, and saying, okay, fine, fun is fun, but there's also another element of seriousness over here. It's like a fairly good balance. But on this side, it's intense. It's very, on Gage's side, it's because Capricorn pops up, he's got Saturn over there. It's very, very intense energy. Now, if you look at Taurus, very intense energy. This kid likes the good things in life, man. I mean, see, if you think about Taurus is ruled by Venus. He has the Earth card over here. He has Virgo. He has Capricorn. This guy likes the good things in life. I would not be surprised if this kid actually does enjoy alcohol or controlled substances or whatever. It shows in the cards over here. He is very much into that kind of stuff. He enjoys a good life. He's not above having fun that way. It's very, very bizarre. I'm going to take one card from this deck to see how these two tie up with each other. The Fool card. Maybe one more. And the Moon card. Not at all surprised. Not at all surprised. And the Hermit card. Not at all surprised. Now, what is Hermit? Hermit is a Virgo card, right? The Fool, the Moon, and the Hermit card. So the energy between these two is, I would say, it started off as being just light-hearted and fun, but then with the Moon card popping up over there, it is to say that it did take a bit of a turn. Now that's Jupiter and Pisces and Neptune. Okay, so it started off as being a very simple, hey man, give me a ride. I get that. It started off that way. But with this Moon card popping up, which is 9, there was immediately, I would say, not immediately, like whenever, there was a clash of communication, in their communication. Hey man, give me a ride. Sure buddy, I'll give you a ride. But somewhere between that point and just a few minutes later, I would say there was definitely a clash of opinions. There was definitely a clash of ideas, or verbal aggravations or interactions. But I'm also going to tell you, with the moon card popping up here, to me it goes to show there was some confusion, illusions over there. So I don't know whether this guy, you can say I'm biased, but I'm not. I would not be surprised if this guy, the Bethune guy, was the one who was actually under the influence of something. It was not Pravin. There is some confusion, illusion, and not being completely in control, verbal altercations put together, and then you have the Hermit card. It goes to show here, because the Hermit card is Virgo again, and here Virgo is in the reverse. I'm just talking aloud, y'all. What this is telling me is, I do believe very quickly, within the first 8 minutes of getting into the car, Pravin realized that, oh my God, I should not be here, I should be out. I wouldn't be surprised if Pravin actually said, hey man, stop, I'm getting out of the car. Pretty soon, within the first 8 minutes, Pravin realized that this was not a good situation and he should not be in the vehicle. He realized instinctively that something is wrong. This guy is not all together, because of the way he was verbally assaulting Pravin, if you will, and out of the blue. So he's like, I need to get out, I need to get out, I need to get out. That's the energy I'm getting. This kid, pretty soon into the ride, he realized that he shouldn't be in the car, because whatever this Gage Bethune was saying or doing freaked out this Pravin guy, because I do believe there was a lot of verbal assault too, and Pravin realized, hey man, this is not my thing, man, I need out of here. In his mind, he must have been thinking, oh my God, what have I gotten myself into? This is not what I want to be, I just want to go home and crash. I don't want to deal with this nonsense. And I think he pretty soon realized, within the first 8 to 9 minutes, I'm going to tell you, Pravin did ask, hey man, stop the car, and I don't think this fellow stopped. I think he must have, okay, again, people are going to be like, well, how do you know? Well, I don't know. This is what I'm being shown, y'all. Deal with it. It's like, how you play unlock the car, lock the car, unlock the car, lock the car? That game has transpired over here. I wouldn't be surprised if Pravin actually did try a couple of times, hey man, let me out here, man, this is fine, man, this is, trying to mitigate it, trying to kind of, trying to play nice so that he could extract himself from the situation. But I see that lock, unlock drama going on with the door. I don't think this Pravin, I think he purposefully didn't let him out. There is some altercation over here. Definitely, this fellow has an issue, man. With that Capricorn card over there, I'm going to tell you, he definitely has an issue. This Gage Bethune has an issue. He is one of those people who is very he'll come across as being very grounded, but there's a different side to his character. Remember I said earlier, there is a very grounding side, there's a grounding aspect to him, but on the other side, there's a majorly ego, like gimme, take me, buy me, privileged type of aspect to him, where it's like, it's a given, man, it's a given. Look at me type of a thing. The Star card in the reverse, okay, and I'm not holding the cards in the reverse, the cards are all fine. So the Star card in the reverse, the Death card, oh my goodness, okay, oh, come on, and the Four of Pentacles. Y'all, I'm going to tell you, with the star card in the reverse, it's a Aquarius card, right? So Aquarius is ruled by Saturn, and guess who Saturn rules? Saturn rules Capricorn as well, and Uranus also rules Aquarius. So with the star card in the reverse, I'm going to say if Pravin expected any help, he was not going to get it. Absolutely, he was not going to get any help. So getting help, being rescued, whatever, he did not, he was not going to get it. Okay, help from an unexpected source, finding that balance, being able to kind of give and take, having the ability to kind of negotiate, it was not going to happen. And then he has a death card over here, right? So this card is change and rebirth, etc. It's a Scorpio card. Now, remember, Pluto also rules Scorpio, so there was no way Pravin would have been rescued. No way. There was no way Pravin was going to get out of this situation. And Four of Pentacles. This tells me that he definitely did try his very best to get away from this situation, but he didn't stand a chance. But this also talks about the Four of Pentacles is a card that, greed, insecurity, etc., wanting long-term insecurity, greed for long-term security, desiring long-term security, etc. But this card, the way this is popped out here, I don't think for a moment he felt safe. He did not feel safe. And he was holding on. I do believe this kid must have tried to outwit, like keeping my calm, keeping my cool, and by talking, I'm going to try to outwit this fellow to let me out. No way was it going to happen. The Empress, ruled by Venus. Why are those two? Well, I'll take them because they're two stuck together. Then we have Two of Pentacles. And we have the Devil card. Y'all, this Death and this Devil card is popping up so many times. And with the Devil card is Capricorn energy. It is absolutely okay, so let me just say. With the Empress card, there is a wanting to reach out to the Empress is, mother figure, that type of a thing, wanting to reach out to a mother figure, that sort of a stuff. And then you have the Two of Pentacles, choices, right? Two of Pentacles does talk about, okay, we have to weigh the pros and cons and decide which way we want to go and how do we want to swing this, and then followed by the Devil, which is a Capricorn. Okay, I'll tell you what though, I wouldn't be surprised if this fool, Gage Bethune, remember I said there's a grounding element and there's an ego element. I'm going to say with this guy, him and his mother, he's more like overly protected by the mom. And in this case, I'm going to say he was for a moment thinking about calling his mom. I'm talking about Gage Bethune, calling his mom and saying, oh my God, I don't know what happened. What do I do? I would not be surprised if he actually did reach out to his mom. Y'all, I'm just going to say, wouldn't they have pulled the phone records and all that stuff to prove where he was and which area he was and all? I'm going to say this guy definitely did reach out to his mom. I'm going to say Gage Bethune reached out to his mom, and there was a little bit of, okay, what is the right thing to do? What is the best decision we need to make? And he must have been advised, or she must have said something to him, and then they were gone, and then he is gone. But this is like, forget about it, he's gone, forget about it, he's gone. That's the energy I'm getting. It's like, forget about it. It's over, he's gone, leave it. Just come home, forget about it. I'll tell you this, based on what I'm seeing over here, Gage Bethune's mom knows very well that her son did kill Pravin, because her son did tell her. Her son is very much told her that he is responsible for Pravin's demise, but she knows because her son told her, but she won't let the cat out of the bag. I'm going to do a quick read and see. I do believe Gage's mother is covering up for him. I guarantee he has disclosed to her, and she's like, oh my god, okay, never mind, leave it, we'll deal with it, we'll get you out of this, don't worry about it, that kind of a thing, and just forget it and just leave it, just call the cops and tell them that somebody tried to rob you or something, and just leave. So it's like covering your tracks, CYA. Gage Bethune has told his mother what actually transpired, and his mom is covering for him, and she will cover for him forever. Five of Pentacles, Three of Swords, Betrayal, Page of Cups, the Fool, and the Emperor. Okay, let me show you the cards. Okay, Page of Cups, the Fool, and the Emperor. I'm going to tell you, based on what I'm seeing right now, this case is going to drag on for a while. It's almost going to feel like, dead end and no justice. Five of Pentacles does talk about a loss or worry, of course, financial loss, financial worry, ill health, etc. But Five of Pentacles does say that you are being left out in the cold, that you have some sort of a loss, right? Somebody is going to have some sort of a financial, they will feel like they're left out in the cold. They will feel like, it's a loss for money. It's like, you promised me this and this, and I'm not getting it, and now I've hit rock bottom. I don't know what to do. That's going to lead that person to actually betray Gage Bethune, right? That's going to lead that person to betray. Hold on, because you may be asking, what does this financial loss got to do with betrayal? It does have everything to do with it, and I'll explain. This feeling financially betrayed, feeling like they are they're completely lost, that they've been left out in the cold, is going to force them to betray Gage Bethune. In other words, come forward with information. And then you have the Page of Cups. Page of Cups does talk about volunteering new information, bringing in new information, and Page is a younger energy. I wouldn't be surprised if this person is around the same age as Gage Bethune too. So his peer coming forth with some new information, fresh information, young information, that is going to set this case on a new trajectory. Literally set a new trajectory. It's like going to open this case all over again. It's like a new start for this case. And then you have the Emperor card, right, which is Aries. So how does that Emperor card? Now, the Aries card, as we all know, the Emperor is somebody who has the ability to make decisions, strong decisions, is a leader who is going to be able to take action. I will tell you though that I wouldn't be surprised if Pravin's family reach out to another attorney. I wouldn't be surprised if they actually not that their current attorney is no good. Maybe the current attorney has retired or says, hey, I'm going to pass over the case to somebody else, or we'll file some new whatever. But whoever this new person is who's going to be interacting with what's his name, Pravin's family, he's going to be of tremendous help to the family. Somebody is going to betray Gage Bethune, you watch. And that's how they're going to come forward with some new information, fresh information. And that's going to set this whole case on a new beginning for this case. Here we go again. It's going to take some time. This case is not going to be resolved right now, but it is going to take some time. I will tell you that for sure. This case is going to go to trial again. Two of Wands talks about waiting for results, waiting to make a decision so that you can decide which direction to go, waiting for some information so you can decide which direction, which path you want to take, okay? And then you have the Knight of Cups. Now the Knight of Cups, as we know, it talks about being hardworking, having the patience, being emotionally balanced, to be able to move forward. So this is going to be a bit of an emotional challenge for Pravin's family. It is going to be. Then we have the Nine of Swords, which is going to cause them a little bit of anxiety and grief. It's like reopening everything, and it's going to cause them some anxiety and grief. But news is coming, y'all. News is coming forward. News is coming forward. They're going to get more information, and this time whatever information that comes through is going to be pretty substantial, pretty impactful. Three of Wands, that's going to put this case on a different trajectory. It talks about teamwork. It talks about working together for a common goal, for a common agenda, and it's going to push this case, the trajectory. This case is going to, once all this thing happens, right, and whoever rats out or comes forward with this information, this teamwork is going to get the case going in really fast. They're going to start working together. Now I will tell you, there is going to be, I don't know the technicalities, y'all, like a plea bargain or something like that for a reduced sentence or something. They're going to try. This Bethune site is going to try for that. These two cards are sticking. Let me take that. So we have Eight of Pentacles, okay, and then we have the Ten of Pentacles. Absolutely, they are going to keep working at this case, chipping away. They are going to see success. It is going to come into fruition. They're going to hear what they needed to hear. They're going to have the judgment there, but it is going to be a process. This case is going to take them some time. Somebody is going to let the cat out of the bag, and that is what is going to, somebody is going to betray Gage Bethune, and that is what is going to propel this and reopen this case and get everything going. So much of Pentacles in this. And see, Pentacles is an earth energy. What are Pentacles? Virgo, Taurus, or Capricorn. Now we have the King of Pentacles pop up. Now this King of Pentacles, I will tell you, is somebody who is pretty practical, but then again, this person is a little harsh as well. It's like, I don't give a rip. For me, all that matters is money. So this could be somebody who is sitting in a position and knowing that this case is going to help his career trajectory. So this could be somebody on the legal side, and this guy is like, or could be somebody from the police side, or whoever the detective is. This person is like, look, I am not swayed by all your tears and all that bull crap. I don't care what the judge said, syntax error, whatever. This is I'm going to go for it. This person is like, doesn't give a flip about what the judge said and why the case was thrown out with syntax error. This guy is like, no. I'm not going to be bullied by anybody in authority. Like this guy comes across as being somebody on the legal side who is legally representing Pravin's family, or this guy could be a detective or somebody, I don't know, y'all. Somebody who is like not afraid of challenge and not afraid to call it for what it is. Oh my God, and you have the King of Swords. Now, how many more kings are going to pop up? We have the Emperor. We have the King of Pentacles, King of Swords. Let's see. I wouldn't be surprised if we have and we have the Star card in the reverse. So as far as they are concerned, if they think with the King of Swords, if they think that the judge is going to again support their case and cause and say, no, there is no proof, they're hoping, Gage's family is hoping that this case is going to again get shut down, and they're going to say that, you know what, it's going to be in their favor again, and they're hoping that their legal representative is going to make sure that Gage gets away, but they're not going to have they're counting on some support from some, I don't know how much influence the family has in that part of neck of the woods, but it's almost like they're counting on somebody higher up and counting on their continued support. I think that individual is the one who got the case thrown out, and so Gage was able to walk free. I think they're still counting on that person to come through for them, but he is not going to come through for them. So they are not going to have the help from that person. He's going to be like, I did the best I could, all bets are off. I have nothing more to do over here. That's how it's going to go. 7 of Cups. Here we go. 7 of Cups. Let me get one more card out of this. And then we have the 5 of Swords. 7 of Cups does talk about choices. They are going to come, they're going to try to settle, they're going to plea bargain or whatever it is, they're going to say that's the only option. This guy is going to tell the Bethune family that's your only option. And they're going to try to kind of settle and say, hey, let's, reduce sentence or whatever those legalities are. But I don't think Pravin's family is going to let up, because you have the 5 of Swords over here, and the 5 of Swords is talking about, the fact that this was such a violent death and they chose to ignore all the facts and all the evidence. They are like, no, we are not giving up. We are not just going to lay down. We want to push forward and we want to get the maximum sentence. We are not going to just call it off and say, okay, fine, let's mediate and send him for 20 years and be done with it. These guys are like, no. The first time round itself, he was like, this family is going to stand their ground, the Pravin's family, as they rightfully should. And then you have the Hangman. The jury is going to take a little bit of a time in terms of coming to a decision, which is going to just cause them some stress. But I don't think it's bad for the Pravin's family. I think, they may be worried about it being a hung jury, but it's not going to be a hung jury. The jury is going to take some time. Oh my God, 9 of Wands, look. So the 9 of Wands tells me there could be some fear that it might be a hung jury. There could be some fear that the jury is taking some time, so what's going on? But the 9 of Wands is telling me that, look, at the end of the day, we are just going to be persistent and we're just going to keep working at it and just keep our hopes up, and we're just going to hope for the best and see what comes of it. So they are being persistent, and then they're being very cognizant about what could go wrong. So I feel like this family, Pravin's family, is very much aware because of the mess that has happened. They're very much aware of worst case scenario and best case scenario. So they're trying to keep a level head. They're trying to stay within their, oh my God, Bonnie, they're trying to keep a level head, and they're trying to be very grounded. 2 of Pentacles, here we go again. What the hell is it with all these pentacles? I'm telling you, this earth energy, y'all, this Bethune guy should be in jail, y'all. 2 of Pentacles, again we have, choices, multitasking. You know what I feel with this drama that's going on? I feel the Bethune family might ask to have the case transferred to a different jurisdiction type of a thing, because they may feel, remember I said this hung jury, this, that and the other, they may be a little bit concerned that it won't go in his favor, so they're going to try to get the case moved to another court or another jurisdiction or whatever. But I don't think that's going to work out. They're trying their best to kind of resolve this. No, y'all, this kid, no. The 3 of Cups, listen, this is going to be a case where the family, justice is going to be served for Pravin, but the hoopla, the drama, the torture, the unbelievable amount of back and forth will take a toll on this family, on Pravin's family. They will get justice, but it's going to be a long drawn affair, and they are going to feel like all hope is lost, etc. It's a slow process, but they will get justice. Now, I will tell you, is this Bethune guy going to be sentenced to death? No, he's not going to be sentenced to death. He's not. So I am going to say that the sentencing will be between 19 years to 20 years or something around there. The only thing is, that's going to be the sentencing, okay? Between 19 and 20 years is the sentencing, in prison or whatever. 19 to 20 years, and after that you may be eligible for parole. That's how it's going to go. So he's going to serve a minimum of 19 to 20 years. But the thing is, the Pravin's family should insist that this kid does not get out ever again. But I have a feeling once he's done and he comes up for parole, he's going to be let out. I'm just saying. That's just my humble opinion. I feel so very sorry for Pravin's family. I feel so very sorry for all these young kids, these bright students who have a great future ahead of them, how their lives have been snatched and taken away from them and cut short by these buffoons who are basically useless piece of POSs who just go about being privileged and give me, take me, buy me, and think that just because of their demographic that they can do whatever they want and get away with this. I mean, time and time and again, y'all, this is not just something I'm spewing because I'm upset or whatever. This is what our history is teaching us, right? In America, what we see as far as a society is concerned, how many of these cases have we seen? This is not the first one, and I assure you this is not going to be the last one. You and I both know that. And it is so unfortunate, you go back and you look and, y'all do your own research. Kendrick Johnson, how many other cases where we have heard that, a particular individual being the perpetrator, even though all evidence points to him or her, they get away because of their ethnicity. Let's face it, it's a fact. It's not something we're just, cooking up and throwing words around. It is a fact, right? I mean, syntax error. Go look up what a syntax error is. And the judge says, no, let him out scot-free. Can you imagine that? Even though there is all this evidence, forensics, the injuries on the body, the toxicology, and the fool himself, Bethune himself, has changed his story 4 times or 5 times. Every time he's given a different version to the police. I mean, it's like, why, dude? I mean, why can't you stick to one storyline? Well, you can't stick to one storyline because you've been lying from the very get-go. I believe that there is this thing about where he had called the cops, because I do believe he was advised by his mom, you better make a call to 911 and tell them what happened, and the moment the police officer comes, you just leave. I believe that there is a connection between that police officer who came onto the scene and the family. So think about this. Why, if Gage Bethune told the police officer he ran off into the woods, right? Why the heck didn't that police officer call for backup and actually go into the woods to look for this fellow, right? So even if he didn't go all the way into the woods, you don't even see, and there is a video of that out also on his body camera or dash camera. They've released that. He doesn't even step off the road to go and even attempt. He doesn't make like he's even wanting to. He just looks around, like that, turns around and goes, sits in his car. Maybe if he had gone looking for that kid, a call for backup or whatever, maybe Pravin would have been alive, and maybe Bethune would have just gotten off 5-6 years for assault. Don't you think that would have been better than now him anyway going to prison for murder? I don't know, y'all. I don't know whether I'm just thinking, and whatever. Anywho, one request I have for y'all is, I want y'all to keep in mind that these are my observations and my opinions. Yes, it's a very unfortunate case, and I just see what the cards tell me. So please do your own due diligence, do your own research, and form your own conclusions. And again, this is for entertainment purposes. I have to say that. It is my disclaimer. Secondly, I have signed a petition for Pravin Varughese, for the case to be reopened and for proper investigation to happen. So please do, it would help if you get X number of signatures, so look into it. I mean, I'm not asking you have to do it. No, it's free will, right? So please, it would be nice to get enough signatures to go and reopen the case. And I think there's something like that floating around even for Kendrick Johnson. I think I did sign up for that one as well. So, let's be proactive. It doesn't matter at the end of the day. It really shouldn't matter what color our skin is or what demographic or age or sex or religion we come from. If a individual has committed a crime, and if there is proof to that effect, that individual has to pay the price, right? They have to be held accountable for whatever the crime it is that they've committed. We cannot just let people walk scot-free because, he's 17, he's 18, he can't, no, we can't do that. That's not right. That's not justice. But anywho, thank you so very much for your support and for your patience, and do give me a thumbs up, and I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.